I want to talk about good hygiene. That's important, right? To practice good hygiene. But this is another area that we've all been lied to about. We've all been deceived. And we don't really know what good hygiene means. For example, when you hear good hygiene, if I ask you what is good hygiene, what does that mean? Probably the first thing you would say would be it means to bathe or shower regularly. Like every day, at least once a day. Right? I feel like that's what most people would say, at least in America. I know I have people following my channel from other parts of the world. So, in America, that's what the average person would say. That would be the first thing the average person would say, be to bathe or shower at least once a day. But is that really good hygiene? Why is it so important to bathe or shower every day? If I ask the average person that, they would say, so you don't stink. If you don't bathe or shower regularly, like at least once a day, you're going to be musty. You're going to stink. So, this would suggest that body odor is the result of not bathing or showering regularly. And that's absolutely false. And I don't know if I would have believed this without experiencing it. But since I've experienced it, I can say without a doubt that is absolutely false. Body odor does not come from the outside. Body odor is not the result of not bathing or showering regularly. Body odor comes from the inside, and it's the result of consuming a toxic diet. For example, eating dead animal flesh. Like, don't that just make sense? That if you eat dead animal flesh, you're gonna have body odor? Because it's dead animal flesh. And what happens to anything? Like, when an animal, or a person dies, one of the first things that happen as that flesh starts decomposing is it stinks. It smells horrible. Right? Is that not right? And so now you're putting that in your body if you eat dead animal flesh. Like, doesn't this make sense to you? Even if, what I've said up to this point is just foreign to you and you've never heard it before, like, doesn't this just make sense that you will stink? You will have body odor if you eat dead animal flesh? And you gotta realize, when we buy this dead animal flesh out the grocery store, it's already been dead for at least a month. And sure, they inject this dead flesh with chemicals and, that are intended to preserve the dead flesh, and they inject it with chemicals that, make its appearance look a little more appealing, gives it more of a reddish color instead of the brownish color it would have without those chemicals. But whatever you do to it is still dead animal flesh, and it is still rotting from the second that animal was murdered. Its body begins to rot. And you consume it. It doesn't matter like what you do to it. You cook it, you season it, you put sauce on it, you make it taste delicious, but it is still dead animal flesh. That is what you're eating. If you eat burgers or steaks or hot dogs or bacon, sausage, fucking chicken, breasts, wings, thighs, like whatever it is. All of these different names, it's all the same thing. It's all dead animal flesh. Don't matter how good it tastes, it's dead animal flesh. And so when you consume it, the rotting process continues inside of you. And it's hard for your body to digest it because you're not supposed to be eating it in the first place. Because you're not a carnivore, you're not an omnivore, you're a frugivore. Frugivores are not flesh eaters. Frugivores are fruit eaters. Primarily. You could throw vegetables in there, you could throw nuts in there, you could throw seeds in there. But primarily, like frugivores are primarily fruit eaters. You are a frugivore. You're not a carnivore or omnivore. So your body has a hard time digesting that. And so what's very likely happening, and what's definitely happening in the lives of a lot of people, probably, especially like people that are overweight, is, they'll have a meal that includes dead animal flesh and some other shit. None of it is real food. Like, none of it is food. They'll consume that, and before the body can fully digest it and eliminate it, they'll eat again. Because it takes hours to break products like that down. It takes hours to break down and digest dead animal flesh. And so before the body has even fully digested that meal and eliminated the waste, you eat again. And so then what begins to happen is this shit, this waste just accumulates on the inside of you. And it's not being eliminated. And so it's just rotting in your body. And this is a main cause. One of the main causes of body odor. This is why you stink. It's not because you don't bathe or shower regularly. It's because you eat dead animal flesh. Dead, rotting animal flesh. You put that rotting animal flesh inside of you. That's the primary reason. And then, I'm sure there's other reasons. Just anytime you consume things that you shouldn't be consuming, and you're doing that regularly, the body isn't designed to break down like these processed foods and, the different things that we have been deceived into believing are food when it's not. Shit is not food. And so we eat it, the body processes it. It pulls out whatever nutrition it can from it. And the rest is waste. But this waste isn't being eliminated because the body wasn't designed to digest these unnatural substances. And so, you may eliminate some, but some is staying inside of you. It's remaining inside of you and building up. And it just accumulates. And this is where weight gain comes from. Like, what do you think weight gain is? Like when you see a fat person, what you're seeing is someone that has years of waste accumulating on the inside of them. Years of dead, rotting animal flesh building up on the inside of them. Years of toxins and chemicals building up on the inside of them. This is where body odor comes from. And I can say this from experience because I rarely shower or bathe. I don't wash my face. I don't know when the last time was that I washed my face. I probably bathe or shower. I shower, I prefer showers, but when I do, I never shower because I stink. Because I just never stink. And I have a very physical job. Like I work in construction, which can be very physical and can require long hours sometimes. And I work out. Like sometimes I work out every day of the week. Sometimes I work out 2 times a day. Like today, I worked out this morning and I'm going to go back and work out again. I don't shower. Like I shower for fun when I do. It's like going to get a massage or something. It's something that is just something I do for relaxation when I do it. Like I probably shower maybe once a month. Max. And I don't wear deodorant. I haven't worn deodorant in, it's been at least a year. I don't know how long. It's been at least a year though, I'm sure. I don't need deodorant. Because I don't stink. I just don't stink. And I know that's probably like, what? Nasty ass. You don't fucking shower? But again, what is good hygiene? Good hygiene is not showering. Good hygiene begins with what you allow in your body. Eating dead animal flesh is not good hygiene. You're eating something that's rotting, that you're not even supposed to be eating. That's not good hygiene. Like, it don't even make no sense. Till you go eat a pile of dead animal flesh in a form of a burger or a couple burgers or a double burger or a steak or a couple hot dogs, like whatever it is. Over here, you're eating this dead animal flesh and you cover it up. You mask it by, taking a shower, just washing off your skin, and then caking on chemical-filled toxic deodorants to hide the smell. You can hide the smell from other people, but if you're stinking on the outside, it's because you stink on the inside. And whatever you do on the outside, that's not going to change what's going on in the inside. Good hygiene has nothing to do with showering and bathing. It has everything to do with how you eat. And if you eat dead animal flesh, then you have terrible hygiene. Period. I bet you never heard that before, but it's the truth. Show me where I'm wrong. You stink. You just cover it up with deodorant. You might slap on some cologne or some perfume. But if you had good hygiene, you wouldn't have to do this shit. This is what people with poor hygiene do. So, I think I said enough. I think I said enough to, give you something to think about. Because undoubtedly, there's not a lot of people that heard this before. But it's all the truth. And, I speak it from experience. Every video I do, I'm speaking from experience. I don't shower. I don't wear deodorant. I go work out. I sweat. I don't stink. I never stink. All right. I'm going to wrap that up. I'd love to know what you think about that. So if you have thoughts on that, leave them in the comments.